Hey, gorgeous. Welcome to Season 2 of the Hormone Puzzle Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Kayla Smith, CEO of the Hormone Puzzle Society, a women's health hub for fertility, hormones, and the business of coaching, creator of the Hormone Puzzle Method, an infertility warrior, two-time boy mom, and women's health expert. This podcast is for women struggling with infertility, painful periods, terrible PMS, or really just any symptom of hormone imbalance that they are ready to eliminate for good. Tune in weekly as we interview amazing experts in the fields of women's health, breaking down those hormone walls, nerding out on nutrition, and having way too much fun. Whether you're beginning your journey or you've been struggling for years, we're going to finally help you put those pieces of your hormone puzzle back together so that you can get pregnant and eliminate those pesky symptoms for good. Are you ready? This season is packed with even more expert guests sharing groundbreaking knowledge, giving you that jolt of energy that you so desperately need, sending you lots of virtual hugs, and inspiring you to take your fertility into your own hands and make that baby. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now let's get started on your road to transformation. Today's guest is Dr. Beth Westie. She is a doctor of chiropractic, author, speaker, women's health and nutrition expert, founder of Eat for Your Cycle and Nutrition for Your Hormones. Dr. Beth is the author of the best-selling book, The Female Fat Solution, the creator of the 12-week Female Fat Solution Challenge, the Eat with Your Cycle method, and the host of the Female Health Solution podcast. She has made it her mission to change the way women view their health, traveling the country to educate and empower women to take their health into their own hands. She uses nutrition to help women work with the natural cycle of their bodies to achieve lasting weight loss results. Now, let's welcome Dr. Beth to the show. Hey, Dr. Beth, thanks for joining the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm super excited to talk to you.
Me too.
Yay.
Too. Yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody just a little bit about you, who you are and how you started working in women's health?
Yes. Okay. So, my whole background story, I'm from Minnesota. I live in Minnesota. I actually grew up on a goat farm in Minnesota.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard that accent.
Yeah, that's why I say it. In case you hear me do a long O somewhere and where I'm talking, be like, what is wrong with her? No, I live in Minnesota. That's why. Yeah.
I love it.
And I was an athlete growing up. I, got a scholarship to play volleyball at Northern Michigan for college. And when I was in college, I was really interested in overall, health. I wanted to go to med school. I wanted to be a pediatrician. And somewhere along the way, I got really interested in natural health. Opened up a whole new world for me. And instead of going to medical school, I went to chiropractic school. So I'm a chiropractor by training. While I was in chiropractic school, I actually went to massage therapy school before I started chiropractic school. And then in chiropractic school, I got certified in acupuncture and Eastern medicine. Just all the natural.
I love it.
Yes. And when I was in school, I actually had my first two kids. Not planned, but it's just kind of the way life worked out for me. But that was a lot, that was a lot for just to make it through, grad school, having two babies, and finishing. And then I graduated. And then, so this is all within the same year. I graduated. A month later, took my boards. 2 months later, got licensed and bought a clinic. And then a month after that, found out I was pregnant again.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yes. So again, just kind of how life goes. And that first year in business, and for people who have started a business, they know it was excruciating. I mean,
Baby. It is. Yeah. It's a third baby.
Yeah. It's another baby, and I didn't make any money. So there was a lot of stress. I was busting my butt, working 70 hours a week, having, 2 little ones at home and trying to grow another human at the same time. And then my youngest was actually born a couple months early. So she was a preemie. And so this was a time where I was under like the most stress I've ever been under in my life, right? I had a preemie, a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a new business that was not doing well. And I was really trying to turn it around. So I got some different coaching. I got some different help. So, that made my business start to really improve, which was nice.
Yes.
But one of the things that happened then as a result of all that stress was I started getting ovarian cysts. I started struggling, and I had an ovarian cyst burst every single month for the next year and a half.
Oh my goodness.
And I had never had cysts before. And that was the thing that was so frustrating. And I'm sure you've had this too, where you're like, I am in the health field. Like, what the heck is going on? I cannot figure this out. What is wrong with me? And so I was talking to all my friends, and I was doing all this research and taking like all these supplements. I was taking a basket full of supplements, right? Trying to fix what was going on. And I couldn't figure it out and couldn't get there. And no matter what I did, I mean, I had some things that improved a little bit or that changed or something, but overall, I just couldn't figure out why I kept getting cysts again and again and again. And finally, this was about, so a year and a half into this, my husband got so worried, because I would have a cyst burst and it would drop me on the floor. It'd be so painful. And so he's like, what is wrong with you? Get in the car. We're going to the ER. He had to put me in the car because I couldn't get in the car by myself. Because he's like, you're dying. He's dramatic like that. And I was like, I'm fine. I'll be fine in like 20 minutes. Ugh. Doctors are the worst patients ever. So I go to the ER, and the doctor there, he was like, well, it's a cyst. And I was like, yep. Yeah. Like, thank you, Captain Obvious. Yeah, I knew that. Well, like, what I want to know is why I keep getting these cysts. I never had them before. I had babies, and I understand stress or things, but I'm doing all this stuff. Like, I'm eating a pristine diet, no gluten, no dairy, no red meat, no sugar, like super clean. I'm taking all these supplements. Like, what am I missing? That's what I was looking for. What am I missing? And he was like, well, none of that stuff really helps, obviously. So yeah, right. Here's your birth control. Here's your Vicodin.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Matt Foreman.
right. I was like, what? What do you mean just birth control and Vicodin? That's my life now. I was like, I can't be on Vicodin all day. I've got 3 babies at home. Are you kidding me?
Right.
No. And he was like, well, that, or you can just keep getting pregnant again and again. And that'll.
Oh my goodness.
Like, so offensive. And so I left there furious and then started diving into a lot of research on the Eastern medicine side and realized that I was not doing anything to actually take care of my hormones. The hormone imbalance was the catalyst for everything else happening. And if I didn't address the hormone imbalance, I wasn't actually going to get better and stay better. So everything that I talk about and teach for women's bodies is really based on Eastern medicine, aligning how you're eating, the tone of the food, the warming and the cooling, everything else with your basal body temperature and the, estrogen and progesterone phase and all those other things. I know luteal follicular. I typically don't use those words because most people don't know what they are.
Right.
But it's just aligning.
These listeners should know what they are.
Yeah.
Because we talk about them a lot.
Yeah. So helping align what you're eating with how your body changes throughout the month. And then that way your system can actually function better. And so that's what I started doing. I went through, a hormone detox and then started eating for my hormones and cycle with the warming and cooling and everything else that I teach. And it got rid of my cysts. And, it took a couple of months, right? It wasn't overnight.
Right.
Never overnight. But I had my cysts completely disappear. And my youngest, she's going to be 11 next month. And I haven't had a cyst return. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So almost a decade now, cyst free. And so a lot of what I do is because I had such a struggle, and I was so frustrated. And then that stupid ER doc was such a jerk.
Right. I know I have many of my own stories about, not to knock medical doctors, but they told me at 36 I couldn't get pregnant because I was 36. I was advanced maternal age. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I had my second at 40. I'm like, yeah, come on.
That's the
So I get it. Yeah.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and so to your point there, why is it, so here, I have my own theories on why they say stuff like that, because typically by 36 years of age, women have been on birth controls, or they've had these other things, they've been exposed to other toxins, and they've never actually worked with their bodies or hormones. So it is tougher. Right. But with what you do, right? I mean, let's get the body healthier. Let's work with your hormones. Oh, and there you go. You're able to have babies, at advanced maternal age. Right. I'm making a face right now that a third right. can't see, but
we'll see it on YouTube.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the ridiculous thing where you're like, this is that's not a thing, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know. So what a wonderful story though. Had a happy ending. And I love that you talk about cycle syncing, because I love talking about cycle syncing, and I am finding not many people talk about it. And when doctors are talking about it, I love it. So thank you for that. So let's dive into that a little bit. Tell our audience, for those who don't know, I don't know why they wouldn't, but for those who don't, what is cycle syncing?
So it's aligning the foods and everything that you're eating with the different phases of your cycle. And you can break it down, into like the different weeks throughout the month. That's kind of a simplistic way of getting started. Because if you're getting started with this, it's so wonderful, but it can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming to say, oh my gosh, where do I start? Where am I at? My cycle's irregular. I don't know what to do. So getting started right day one, the first day of your period, and that's where your hormone levels are actually the lowest that they are throughout the whole month. Both estrogens and progesterones should be the lowest for the first few days. And then estrogen starts to rise, right? And it rises and it increases all the way up until that ovulation phase. So your basal body temperature at this point should be at the lowest. So basal body temperature, your temperature first thing in the morning when you wake up. And basal body temperature is a fantastic biometric to track. With that basal body temperature being lower at this point, so in Eastern medicine, what we're looking at is aligning the tone of the foods that you're eating with that lower temperature. So cooling foods like chicken, turkey, fish, raw fruits and vegetables. I like to put peppermint in my water, and drink that. And it's just using all that cooling tone to help with that basal body temperature. And that can help estrogen levels maintain there. And seeds, right? Seed cycling,
Love seed cycling.
Pumpkin flax seeds at the same time. So eating and doing all the things for that. At that time, lower body temperature. Then after ovulation, progesterone rises, body temperature should rise, all that stuff. So we shift to warming foods. Foods that are really rich in iron, right? Really, really rich in iron, as your body is really trying to support more blood volume and everything leading up to the very end of the cycle there. Cooking your fruits and vegetables more. I mean, your digestive system slows down, so it's helpful for increased nutrient absorption, to having those foods be cooked a little bit more. Spices, right? Spicy foods, work with that higher body temperature. And what's really interesting is when I talk about this to female audiences, women will be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Duh. Eat cooling foods, eat warming foods. Yeah, that seems natural. Great. And then when I talk to audiences that have like some male participants, some of them are like, okay. And some of them are like, well, that doesn't sound right. It should be the opposite, right? If your body temperature is lower, you should be eating warming stuff to increase it.
Right. No.
But no, because our bodies change throughout the month. They're never the same. They're never static. So what we're trained in, right? What we're taught throughout our whole lives is that you have to eat this way or eat the same way to be healthy. And we're implying that throughout the whole month and then throughout our whole lives. And one of the biggest messages I try to get for women is not only do you have to eat throughout the month, the cycle syncing, align with where your body's at, but also realize that your body changes throughout your lifetime. So there's also that bigger picture there too of you live in different bodies, and there's in my book, The Female Fat Solution, there's a chunk of that book that I call the 7 Bodies of Eve. And it talks about the different bodies that women go through in their life. and how to realize, oh my gosh, I'm in a fertility phase. So I want to eat differently to acknowledge that and align and help my body increase fertility. Oh my gosh, I'm in a postpartum phase. I need to treat my body differently to
Yes.
align with that. I'm in a perimenopause phase. How do I need to change for that? Because men don't do that.
Nope.
Right? Yeah. Men, they're just the same all the time. Yeah. Good for them.
24-hour clock. Hello.
Yeah. Yes. But I guess that's a really long answer to your, what is eating for your cycle?
I love it. It's so important. And I love that you weave in the warming and cooling pieces, because that's something we haven't really touched on here before. So that's a wonderful point. And I do that a little bit in my practice, but not as in depth as you just went. So thank you for that. That was wonderful. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit more about, what happens if somebody is not cycling, if say they're supposed to be cycling, they're not, they're irregular. How would they do cycle syncing? Like, where would they start?
Yes. Excellent question. So I'll use an example. There's a gal I started working with recently. She was in the bodybuilding world for a lot of years, kept a really low body fat percentage, over exercised, all these things for about 8 years. So she didn't have a cycle and wasn't worried about it. But then she got married and wanted to start a family and things like that. Okay. And still for about 4 years when she wasn't competing and she increased her body fat percentage, still didn't start a cycle. Right. And in starting this, it can be really confusing. So she went 4 years without a cycle. And one of the most confusing things is, where do I start? How do I start? And I just tell people, just start. If you have been tracking basal body temperature, you might notice a little spike at some points or something shift, right? But if you haven't been tracking and you don't know, just start, because our bodies are amazing. They are adaptable, right? And they are able to be influenced by other external factors. Like if you've ever lived with other girls in college, right? Or I was on a lot of sports teams. I mean, it didn't take very long before we were all synced up,
Right.
Your hormones are impressionable. And so using food to imprint on your body, using the seed cycling, using all that stuff, you can actually, it puts you in the driver's seat of your body, right? Of the meat suit that you live in, and then you can direct where it goes. So a lot of times I'll say, if you don't have any data coming into this and you're starting from a brand new place, just start, because then you can direct where you're going from there. And sometimes after and I'm sure you have this too, where women get more nutrients in their system, right? Not stop being so nutrient depleted, that they'll realize, I just got a period. This isn't in line with what I was doing. That's okay, right? Link it up. You started. That's great. Yeah.
I love that. And I see so many great benefits of people coming to me that have no periods, or, they've got the over exercise, under eat, and then they start cycling. And I say the same thing. I'm like, just start, pick a phase and just start tracking your BBT. And then I've seen it bring the cycle back. All of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I got my period back. How did this happen? I'm like, told you. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I find that people with tracking, their body temperature, they learn so much more about their bodies and systems, and realize that, oh my gosh, I have a different body temperature. Like for me personally, I have a really low body temperature naturally. It's 96.5 degrees is my average. And so a lot of people don't realize that you might have a naturally lower body temperature, but that means that you might need to do more to increase it for that other progesterone phase, for fertility, for that other half of your cycle, because you need to have that shift,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. So let's talk about weight loss a little bit. Why is it so much harder for women to lose weight than it is for men?
Because we live in different bodies throughout the month. It's always changing. It's always changing, right? And women that I work with a lot are, they're active, right? They work out, they go to the gym, they run half marathons, all these things, and they're eating really clean, and they're like, I do all these things. Why the heck can I not lose this weight? What is wrong with me, right? And there's nothing wrong with you. It's just you treat your body the same every single week of the month, and you're living in a different body, right? I mean, we've all had the experience where like you get up in the morning, you go out for a run, and sometimes you're like, this was amazing. I felt great. I made really good time. Oh, I'm getting so fit. Go me. And then a week later, you do the same thing. You get up in the morning, you had the same amount of water, you ran the same trail, yet your legs feel like cement because you took a different body for a run that day and didn't acknowledge the changes. And it's the same thing for our metabolisms. Our metabolisms, our bodies, our fat storage, women's bodies are designed to store fat. And any extra stressors or anything causes our system to hold onto fat more. And when we look at weight loss, weight gain, we expect our system to lose weight every day or every week along the way. Again, a very static way of looking at it, which again is not our bodies. That's a male model of weight loss that we've been trained to do, where, our weight can change throughout the month naturally, 5-10 pounds that you can get, right? I mean, as you ovulate and like your blood volume changes, the size, like the literal size of your uterus doubles. Like,
oh my goodness.
Body, organ does that, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to like have a double sized, uterus and carry that around for a couple of weeks. Cool.
Right.
That your weight goes up, right? So we measure ourselves and look at our bodies in a negative way, thinking, oh man, I gained a pound from last week. I'm doing something wrong. Well, so I tell women, weigh yourself on a day of the month and compare it to last month. If you weigh yourself on day 10, where were you day 10 last month? That's a true accurate look at whether or not what you're doing is helpful. Otherwise, you're weighing a different body. You're looking at these different measurements, and in some of the phases, especially leading up to and like during your period, your body's not focused on burning fat.
Right.
It's just not. So why would we do that? And for women, in terms of being able to tap into fat burning, also very different for the female body than the male body. Men can get up in the morning, do a workout, get to fat burning, and stay in a fat burning state the rest of the day.
Yep.
Women get 3 hours.
Wow. So unfair.
I know, right? Like, yeah, that's it. That's what you got. Three hours.
Right.
Who signed me up for this? No one did.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why losing fat is so much harder for women, because we don't get the same amount of time. We just don't each day. And then throughout the month, we don't have the same time capacity to lose weight. So it's unfair to expect our bodies to have that drastic change in weight that quickly, like a male body would. And I'm sure you've seen this a ton too, where women, when they try and do something really drastic to lose weight, because they'll be told, oh, well, that's why you can't get pregnant, because you're too overweight. You need to lose weight. So they start cutting a ton of calories. And if they lose weight really rapidly, it's muscle tissue.
Right. Yep. I know. And that drives me so crazy when the doctor says you need to lose weight, but then they never say how. And so we've been taught, like, lower our calories, up our exercise. Yeah. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
So why don't you tell me how to do it if you're going to tell me to do it?
Yeah. How about you tell me how to lose weight in a safe and healthy way for my body and hormones so that I'm supporting my system? Yeah. And that it's going to take longer.
Yes.
It's going to take longer for women. And that's okay. It's not bad. Right. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It's just that your system needs that time to shift. Yeah.
I love it. And I always talk about, let's have health. How do you feel? I want you to be healthy. I want weight loss to be just like a benefit of your overall health. So exactly. It's kind of a shift in that mindset.
Yes. Yeah. I say the exact same thing. Yeah. Are we best friends? I think we're secretly best friends.
I think we're best friends. I love it.
Yeah. That's the exact same thing that I tell women. I'm like, your true weight loss journey does not start with the scale. The scale is going to be the last thing to change. And if the scale changes, sooner, it's usually inflammation that's flushing out of your body, right? But you're going to notice increase in energy, better sleep, overall feeling better. That's the first step. Then after that, you can notice a change in measurements, inches, right? That can shift and still not have the scale change. I had a gal that I worked with, and she's an athlete. a high level athlete, and she really wanted to work on her nutrition and everything else and work on her hormones, because being an athlete was really hard on her hormones and everything. So as we worked together over the course of 12 weeks, she had the scale stay the exact same the entire time, but she did a lot of body composition testing and things like that.
Okay.
And she said she gained 8 pounds of lean muscle.
Wow. That's
And
amazing.
yeah, but feeling better, more energy, no more brain fog, all that other great stuff. Yes. And she was like, this is just wild to me. She's like, this is absolutely wild that I haven't, the scale's not different. I mean, maybe it's like a half a pound here or there or whatever, but she's like, it's not really different, but I can feel that muscle. I can tell I'm stronger. I am working out harder. It's so incredible. Yeah.
So incredible. And it sounds too, what you're saying is we should be cycle syncing our exercise. So not working out hard every single day like a male would do.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's different, like I talked about going for a run, you take a different body for a run each week. So acknowledging where your body is at in terms of exercise output, everything, where are different times that your body can build and maintain lean muscle easier and better. That's, leading up to ovulation. And then after that, I mean, you can build lean muscle. It's tougher, right? The female body's not designed to build and maintain muscle that easily. The male body is.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So acknowledging that, working with that makes a huge, huge difference. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. Amen to that. We're going to take a short break and hear a word from our sponsor. And when we come back, we're going to dive into your book, The Female Fat Solution, and talk more practical tips for boosting and optimizing our fertility and hormones. So we'll be right back. Hey y'all, it's Coach Kayla here. I hope you are loving this episode as much as I am. We will be back in just a minute, but first, a word from our sponsors. Hey girl, hey, have I got something exciting for you? My new VIP program to help you get pregnant, stay pregnant, and eliminate your hormone symptoms for good. Text the word intensive to 615-257-8855 for all the details. And don't delay, spots are filling fast, and I only have a limited number. You are not going to want to miss out on this amazing new program. Hey, Beth, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Yay. So let's dive into your book, The Female Fat Solution. What is this about?
Yeah. So the Female Fat Solution is like the big introduction for women to how your bodies work, function, everything, and why women have been so stuck. I mean, I spent the whole first chapter just talking about the history of nutrition and health in our country and how it got to be that way. That so much research is done on men. Research has mainly been compiled by men, right? Science has been a male-dominated field for the past 200 years. And so, of course, when men are looking at information, they're looking at it for a male body. There was, what's the name of this book too? There's a great book on this. Doing Harm. That's the name of the book, Doing Harm. And it's all about how research is based for the male body. It's incredible. It's a huge rabbit hole to go down. And and I talk about a lot of these things, in that first chapter, but it talks about how there's so many things out there we don't even realize are not designed to mention the female body. Like there was a study on aging, a 70-year study on aging, where they studied, thousands of people over 70 years, lots of data.
Wow.
Right? How many of those participants do you think were women?
I'd say less than half. Zero.
None.
Why?
So when they started this study in the early 1900s, right? Or like 1930 or something like that, they started this study.
Oh my gosh.
They started studying men and aging on the male body.
Wow. Totally different, as you know. Oh my gosh.
Like it literally makes me, I'm going to start sweating. It makes me so
I know. I hear you.
Ridiculous, right? When they studied birth controls and things for women, right? I don't know if you've ever covered some of this stuff, but this is what made me, like when I left that ER doctor and I went home completely furious. I was up till 2 a.m. doing research like a crazy person, right? And I had no business doing that, right? I had like 3 kids at home. Like, I don't need to be a nutball in the middle of the night. But these were the things that I found, that what they treated the female body like was a male body. They didn't even allow women to be a part of pharmaceutical studies until 1993.
Wow.
1993.
Wow.
So that means that any medications that came out before that date were not studied on women at all. At all. Think of birth controls. When birth controls were developed, came out, 60s, 70s, 80s, they were all studied on men that were 140 pounds. That was considered to be your face right now is like priceless.
How do they study birth control on men?
Yeah. Right?
For men.
That literally makes no sense. But that's exactly what it was. It was men that were 140 pounds because that was what was equivalent to a female body.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's just smaller. It's just a smaller size of a man.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We can do that study. No wonder women have all these problems and issues with birth controls. And then even after 1993, even after they passed a law saying that women were allowed to be a part of pharmaceutical studies, women still make up a very tiny percentage.
Wow.
From 1 to up to maybe 10 or 12% of a study group, which means that any data extracted from that small percentage doesn't have clinical significance.
Wow.
So it's not going to skew the outcome.
Right. Oh, crazy. I know. That's what we were talking about earlier. Advanced maternal age, they tell you after 35, all the studies that have been done on that were like early 1900s. So it's like, let's get some new studies because women are having babies later and later. So don't tell me I can't do that when there's no studies on it. Not that studies are end all be all, but
No, information, data, something, right? Something besides you, and again, even things with like basal body temperature, core body temperature for humans, that data, super old. BMI, the origins of BMI, your body mass index, super old. BMI was created by a mathematician to check overall body fat percentage from a population, like a group of people. It was never meant to be used on an individual basis to check health, right? It was meant to check overall populations, and they used it over in Europe after war times, and they developed it because they were basically looking at, okay, we've had hard times. There was like war and famine and all this stuff, and we need to send out supplies to different towns and cities to help people get food. Right. And where do we send the supplies? Who needs them the most? So they would take BMI on a group of people and assess overall, like who really needs the most nutrients.
Right. Who has the most body fat that can have a smaller ration?
You guys are doing a little better over here. We'll just give you a smaller amount of rations. You guys, holy crap, truckload.
Right. But the 140-pound guy, they need the food.
So this is why BMI was created. And BMI is like a huge benchmark in what people get measured with and in your overall health and all these other things. I mean, it influences, life insurance and other things like that, your BMI.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous. It was never meant to be used how it is used today. So many examples of things of outdated, old, not current, data, information, research, all of that stuff impacts our current health today. So I'm such a huge believer in women being their own advocate.
Yes.
Learning as much. And this is I love all the things that you're doing to help inform women because, again, you have to be your own advocate. Otherwise, you're going to walk into that office and they're going to tell you, oh, you're 36, geriatric pregnancy.
Yep.
Here we go. Did you punch somebody? I would have punched
Oh my
somebody.
God. I just looked at her like she had 3 heads and I was like, and it was a woman doctor that told me this. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to take my chances and I'll see you in a year. If it doesn't work, I knew that I could go back to ART treatments, but I'm like, I'm going to try first because I'm completely healthy and there's no reason why I can't get pregnant. And I'm so glad I did. And I love that you say that about be your own advocate. That's one of my main things. I'm like, that doctor works for you. And if they tell you something that doesn't sound right, you better speak up because it's your body and it's your baby and you need to speak up. So
that's right.
I love that you say that.
Yes. And I can't tell you how many women get told that they're crazy
Yeah.
I hear this all the time from women, especially women trying to lose weight. They will do all these things and spend years on their own, thousands of dollars on trainers and meal plans and all these other things and get nowhere.
Yeah.
And, or have to starve themselves to
Ugh.
lose 5 pounds and they can't sustain it. Of course, it's not meant to sustain something like that. Then they feel really bad and they end up going to the doctor and the doctor tells them that they need to eat less and work out more. They're like, yeah, I've been doing that, right? And then if they try and talk about any other things, well, my hormones or my stress levels or this, they get told that they're crazy. I have had women tell me, I have it happen at least a couple times a week. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Oh, I believe it.
It's sad that they are given antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, psych consults, instead of actually looking at the whole person and addressing what's going on and saying, you know what, I believe you that you've been working your butt off at the gym and that you're not getting anywhere, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's test your hormones. Let's see where those are at. Let's look at your, what are you eating? What does your lifestyle look like? How much stress are you under? All of these pieces that I talk about.
Yeah.
That is never mentioned when we go to the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh. So let's talk a little more about your book and your program. So can you give us maybe like 3 tips that you recommend within the book?
Yes. Yeah. So you asked me about the book and I got totally sidetracked.
Oh, no. I love
it. I got really fired up there and a little sweaty.
Me too.
Yeah. So the book takes you through, the history of everything. And then it talks about introductory things for basic nutrition and then also introducing nutrition for women, nutrition for estrogen, nutrition for your progesterone levels, how that should happen. And then I go through, like I mentioned, the 7 bodies of Eve, talking about your whole lifetime and realizing that, again, your body that you live in is different. It changes. I hear this from women all the time where they're like, gosh, I used to weigh this much in high school and I think that should be my goal weight again. And I'm like, your skeleton literally wasn't done forming.
Right.
So no, you shouldn't weigh that again,
No.
Okay. Like parts of your body aren't done yet. Like just because you weighed that when you were 16 or 17 doesn't mean that that's your actual healthy weight for you.
Right.
So we go through a lot of like information for the female body in the book. And then in the program, it is the exact meal guide that takes you through eating for your hormones and cycle and to help repair and really start your metabolism. A lot of times as a protective mechanism, the female body's metabolism, like in terms of being able to use fat as an energy source, is shut off because of stress, because of hormone issues, because of all these other things. And so that's where we start. We go through getting enough protein. Protein, I'd say the first tip I have is protein is the number 1 nutrient I find women are not getting enough of, right? And I'm going to circle back to what we were talking about before with like research being terrible. When kids are little, right? Like they have these recommendations for, your 1-year-old should be eating this stuff. Your 2-year-old should be eating this stuff, right? They have these recommendations and they're the same male versus female up until about the ages of 7 or 8. And then the nutrition recommendations split. And men, boys, are supposed to be getting more nutrients, more proteins, all that stuff. Girls, they get more, but not the same level of boys. And then for boys, they continue to have increased nutrient recommendations all the way up to age 18. For girls, and this is like on the FDA like nutrition website. Like this is out there. I didn't make this up. This is like what they recommend based on all our great research. For women, it's up to age 14.
Wow.
14. So that's when your nutrition recommendations are based off of your 14-year-old self. So think about when you were 14, the body that you lived in. And again, you're still not done growing, but the amount of protein per day that you're recommended to get, I think it's like 36 or 37 grams of protein per day is the recommendation for women.
Wow. Ridiculous. Not to mention the food guide pyramid. Like, hello, 6 to 11 servings of grains? Like, what? Are you kidding me? This much fat? No.
We need to do a whole other podcast on this.
I know, right? I'm like, can we turn that upside down and have like more fat, more protein, and like less grains?
Seriously. It's just So
Crazy.
that's where we get so off track. So in the program, again, number one thing, getting enough protein in throughout the day, protein pacing, pacing that protein evenly in about 20 gram or more amounts so that your body can digest it, break it down, because we're not used to eating that much protein because, again, we've not been trained to do that. We've been told, oh, you want to be healthy? Eat more salad.
Go vegan.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on vegan.
Oh,
We need protein. We need those amino acids to make hormones. We need
yes.
it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And also really important for women to realize, and again, these are things that that I take women through in the 12-week program that I have, talking about metabolism, is that getting more protein is so essential, and the variety of it, because when the female body's under stress, it does not create the amino acids that it normally would create, right? You have the essential and non-essential. So your body makes some and it needs to get some from food. And when you're under stress, you do not make the protein or the amino acids that you are supposed to make. You just can't.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's why getting more proteins and getting that variety is so much more important for women, under stress, because then you can actually absorb and get those complete proteins. That's how you build muscle. That's how you have that hormone health, get energy, everything.
Wow.
Complete proteins.
Yes.
Complete proteins. That's what we're really missing.
I love it. So talk to me a couple of your favorite complete proteins.
Oh, yes.
People who don't know, tell us. Yeah, meat.
Is a complete protein. There it is, right? Collagen. I know the collagen's like super fancy and people love it. That's not a complete protein. That's not a complete protein. Pea protein, not a complete protein. It has to be with rice. Pea and rice together. So for people who don't use like dairy or something like that, dairy is a complete protein. But if you can't handle dairy, then pea and rice protein, again, you have to have the combination of them to have it be a complete protein. Those are the key things there to really help. And you will notice a difference. You start protein pacing, you start getting those complete proteins in. It makes a world of difference. And it can happen pretty quickly in like a week where you're like, oh, I feel better. Oh, here we go. You're not going to lose 5 pounds in a week. I mean, you shouldn't lose 5 pounds in a week anyway. But you're like, this is good. I'm on the right track. You can feel it,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So any more suggestions for the book?
Yeah. I get so excited. I get off track so easily talking about protein.
I love it.
Protein's the number one thing there. And then other tips I have, again, is just also acknowledging where your system is at and addressing the stress. That's another big factor, especially now,
Yes.
realizing that it's hard because you can't see the stress, right? It's if you sprain an ankle, your ankle blows up and it's huge and it hurts and you can see it. And then you can see every day, oh, the healing's happening. Oh, I've got bruising around it because blood's pooling, and oh, the swelling's starting to go down. I'm getting more mobility in that ankle. Oh, here we go. Okay. When your body's under stress, it has that same reaction. And that happens everywhere. That can happen in your gut. You can get more bloating. You can have all these digestive issues. You can have more brain fog, everything else. And it's related to the stress. And without addressing stress, you're not going to be able to really get the right results that you're looking for. And that's something that we as women just try and ignore. I can toughen it up. I can work through it.
Yes, I know.
Tougher.
No, I know. I always talk about let's be in our feminine energy, which is very like relaxed and calm and, serene, not the male energy. Go, go, go 24 hours a day. No.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I guess the last tip that I would have is hydration for women. This is a big piece too. A lot of times we are drinking water. If I drink more water, this is going to be really helpful. I remember this goes along with all the other crappy information that's out there for women, right?
Right.
I remember being in college and like me and my roommates would read Cosmo and all these things.
Right. Me too.
Yeah, of course, right? That's what we did. And
the 80s.
Yeah. And there was articles and stuff that talked about drink a lot of water before you eat. That way you're going to be full faster and not eat as much. And that's a weight loss tactic. Well, okay, so women end up drinking a ton of water, or they hear, drink a gallon of water a day, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're drinking a lot of water, but you're just like peeing a lot, you're not actually uploading hydration into your cells. It's not happening. And if you're drinking a lot of water before you're eating food, you're actually diluting all those digestive enzymes in your system, which means you can't break down those nutrients well either. So don't do that, right?
Right.
But I talk about hydrating and allowing your system to upload that hydration into your cells, because that's when you actually are hydrated. So I talk about using like electrolytes and things. And in the estrogen phase, your body can upload estrogen or upload electrolytes and things differently than in the progesterone phase. So I will talk about doing like 2 water bottles of water and then doing 1 of electrolytes,
Wow.
switching off back and forth like that. In the progesterone phase, your body needs more proteins, more nutrients, more minerals. So I talk about doing a 1-to-1, 1 of water, 1 of, and whatever measurement you use, right? This is just the water bottle I use, but 1 of water, 1 of electrolytes, and that way you're getting more electrolytes, more minerals, and you're able to upload hydration into your cells, and you'll feel a difference. And you'll have a difference in, again, like I just drink a ton of water and I pee all day. Yeah, that's not good. You're not actually hydrating. You're actually depleting yourself of more minerals and becoming more dehydrated.
I love that. And I love that analogy too. I talk a lot about, our bodies are like a sponge. And if you try to pour a bunch of water on a sponge, it just is going to roll off the top and you're going to pee it out.
Yeah.
But if we want to add it slowly. So I love that you say that about adding in the electrolytes. So important.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite that you have? Do you have like a brand of electrolytes you use, a tablet, a
Yeah.
tincture?
I use Noon a lot. I mean, there's
I
a
love Noon. I used to work for Noon. Side note.
What?
Tell Noon.
We are best friends. We're secretly best friends. We did not plan any of this. For anybody listening, this was not planned at all beforehand. I'm just saying.
Yes, but yeah, I used to work for Noon, like right out of college. I was one of their sales reps. Yeah, great product.
Yeah, I love Noon. All their flavors, the different variety. They have the sport one. They have an immunity one. All that stuff. It's light. It's really great, and it's easy to have on the go, right? You just throw a couple of things, and then so I'll throw Noon in, and then I'll add other, like adaptogens or other things to whatever I'm drinking, and just there we go. Like
there you go.
So easy to stay hydrated. And another thing, when you're looking at a specific product, artificial colors, artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners block absorption of nutrients, of electrolytes, of everything. So one of the things I love about Noon, they don't have any artificial crap in there. It makes a difference. These are the little details that I would rather have women pay attention to. Don't pay attention to the detail of, I can't put creamer in my coffee because that's what's stopping me from losing weight. Right. No, put the creamer in. Look at what's in the creamer. What's in your creamer? Is it clean? Is there artificial crap in there? Because that's what's actually going to hold you back, not the actual creamer part.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. So tell everybody where we can find you. Where can we find your book and learn more about you?
Yeah. So my book that I have is on Amazon, The Female Fat Solution. I also have one called The Female Menopause Solution, which is probably not your audience, but
yes, but it is for me. So I will look up both of those books.
Yeah. So I talk about nutrition for menopause, and do a deeper dive in that book versus just the section that I have in the Female Fat Solution. And then I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Dr. Beth Westie. My website is drbethwestie.com. And I have recipes for your cycle cookbook that people can pick up for free there if they want. And, just as a way to get started. And then my podcast is called The Female Health Solution. And, I do a variety of information there. So, and then I have and we're actually recording your episode tomorrow. So that's fun. Yay. And then I have a YouTube channel, which is Dr. Beth Westie. So I do a lot of videos educating, and that's where they're all kind of archived, and people can check it out and get more info. Yeah.
Yay. And we'll put all that in the show notes. Definitely everybody go get your book, go get her book. It's wonderful. I can't wait to read it myself. So Dr. Beth, any last words before we close out here?
I think, going back to what you had said earlier, what we had talked about earlier, like just get started. Just get started. That's like the stopping point for so many women, because you're afraid or because you've been told crappy things from certain people. Don't listen to them. Listen to your body and just get started somewhere. Take one step and keep taking that same step every single day. And before you know it, you're going to be way farther down the road than you thought you were. But just getting started, even if it's the hardest place to move from, just get started.
I love that. Some of my favorite advice. I just say, just take that first step. Do it tomorrow. Do it today. That first step is all it takes. I love it. Oh, thank you so much. It was so fun getting to talk to you. And oh my gosh, I feel like I have a new best friend. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yay. All right, guys. Until next time on the Hormone Puzzle Podcast. Thanks for listening. Bye. Hey, hang on just 1 second before you go. I want to make sure that you are aware of all of the amazing free resources that I have for you on my website at CoachKayla.com. From a fertility meal plan, a cycle syncing quick start guide, a holistic healing cookbook, as well as master classes, blog posts by me and some amazing experts in the fields of fertility, hormones, and nutrition. So many wonderful resources that will help you on your journey. And I wish there had been something like this when I was going through my 2 years of infertility, but there just wasn't. And so that's why I decided to create all of this for you. So make sure that you go and check it out and you take advantage of this plethora of support that I have provided for you. And spoiler alert, these were some of the same tricks and the same foods that I used to get myself pregnant, not once, but twice, even after my doctors said that I couldn't. So I know that these things work. So make sure you take advantage of that. And I cannot wait for you to be my next success story. So thanks, love. See you soon. Thanks for tuning in today to the Hormone Puzzle Podcast. Check out the show notes for today's episode at CoachKayla.com. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and leave a review. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next week.